Second half of the Dudes Like Us podcast.
Second half.
It's March 11th. A little more pep in my step.
Yes.
I'm thinking we are. At the first half, we had a shout out to Lux Distilleries for the fantastic spirits that we drank. The Ezra Brooks
Distillers Collection.
Yeah, the Distillers Collection,
hand-picked barrels.
107, and it was super great and highly recommended.
Yeah, it was yummy.
Yeah.
Yes.
We talked about a bunch of stuff, and we want to follow up with a bunch of stuff, but I kind of wanted to chat, kind of commandeer some of this conversation to start with. Thank you, Mr. Producer, for staying on top of the podcast. Mr. Chuck, behind the scenes. They had a picture of Dudes Like Us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul. And I'm Jeff. They had a picture of that?
They had a picture of Ilhan Omar's daughter. So they
She's sexy.
not from that perspective, but so they had at what is it, Columbia College? Is it Columbia?
Columbia Barnard.
Yep, and they had the guy that was like organizing some of these Hamas anti-Palestinian and anti-Jewish things. Well, they were like, dude, you're fucking out of here.
Yeah, they arrested him. ICE arrested him and took him to Arizona.
They're going to deport him.
And there was a there's significance to about them taking him to Arizona, because there was a judge in New York that said, you can't arrest him, you need to release him, but his jurisdiction only matters in New York, and he's not in New York.
Oh.
He's in Arizona. They quickly moved him away, and that made it it
was a moot
Shalom.
point.
They
Mahmoud.
outplayed the Trump administration, outplayed that judge.
So I wonder if that judge is just pissed.
Gotta be.
So they immediately extradited him to Arizona for that specific reason.
The author of that article didn't know if they did it on purpose, but he was suspecting.
You know what? They've got to. And they're kind of like, fuck you.
Dude, all over the place, judges are, no, stop, no, stop. I'm like, what the fuck? You don't have, how do they have the authority to do this? Some fucking federal judge in Oregon can stop the president of the United States from doing an executive order for his executive fucking branch?
Apparently.
What is happening?
I don't know.
We got to fix this. It's crazy. All right, I'm okay.
So anyways, they look, this is the tip of the iceberg. So at that same, I brought up Ilhan Omar's daughter. Well, she was there. There's a photo of her. And she, they did a little circle. And
she's like going, stop it, guys. Let's not fight. Come on. Everybody should be respected.
She was instrumental in part of that program. Is that her right there? But that's not her during the fight.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, boy, she looked like she could catch
I
a
think
frisbee.
she's smelling that fart that lady laid earlier.
Yeah, I just farted.
Let's be nice.
That was nice. Good Lord, dude. I mean,
did you see that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio? They changed it to Vance. I've seen that a lot. Yeah, I've seen a lot of JD Vance memes where they're replacing like Braveheart.
yeah.
I saw the Braveheart one with JD.
So I read an article about this today, to where it started out with liberals dogging Vance with memes, and then the right took it over. Even Vance started doing his own memes, and now they're saying this is brilliant because he's completely connecting with the young crowd.
Oh yeah,
and it sets him up.
Look at that from
hold on, let me see the
shop.
motorcycle one. Let me see the pawn shop one. Oh, that's a good one. All right, so basically they're just pasting his face on every possible.
That's George Floyd.
Oh no! Oh no!
They just took down some sort of Black Lives Matter monument.
They painted over it. It was a street in D.C. They painted over it. It was like blocks long.
Well, they were. Hold on.
Look at Van Halen.
They actually.
Are they all him?
Vance the Night Away. Vance the Night Away.
Vance
No,
Halen.
they did some demolition, so there were some jackhammers involved. So we're watching a bunch of
this is great. This is
JD
great.
Vance infused pictures. They got a picture of
That's
AOC.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude from the History Channel, the Ancient Aliens.
Oh, this is great.
How dare you?
Oh, gosh, he looks like Greta Thunberg.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Hey, look, you know what? That's
so funny.
it's kind of amazing. You know, look at those long.
What the hell?
Prince Valiant looking. So, anyways,
Right.
I think it's great. I think that we're winning. We're winning,
Yes.
win across the board.
They
Now
turned it around big time.
The stocks aren't reflecting that right now, but I'm thinking, we're playing the long game here, just like everyone's been playing the long game, regarding our economy. It's amazing how the Dems they're coming back and they're saying, well, you know what? He's been in office for a month or two now, and what the hell, man? Grocery prices are still expensive, and
ridiculous.
It's like, dude, how do you expect him to turn shit around that fast after you guys fucked things up for so long?
Yep, I agree.
But whatever, we're playing the long game, and we're getting shit taken care of, and the border is amazing how little people are coming through right now.
It's gone down to almost nothing.
Totally.
And we didn't really talk a whole lot about the substance of the presidential address last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. When he was talking about that. I mean, it's just it's astronomical numbers of the people that aren't coming through the border.
Yeah. What gets me is, if you remember when Biden was there, he's like, well, I need Congress to pass this bill to give me the powers to be able to do something about the border.
Yep.
Well, that didn't pass, and everyone blamed Trump for it not passing. Well, Trump didn't get any magical powers from Congress. He went in there and just did his job.
Well, that was his zinger.
That's what he said.
He said, State of the Union.
We didn't need to get special powers from Congress.
Oh, did he say that?
All we needed was just a different president.
A new president.
New president.
Yeah. No, it was great.
It was fantastic. He annihilated him. He really did. And if the Democrats just simply would have clapped, and just embraced the moment and just say, "Hey, look."
At least for the little kid that fought cancer and got his ceremonial secret agent or Secret Service.
It's un-American. Look, I get it that they don't agree across the board on everything, but you still have to appreciate America winning. And that's what I don't understand. The spirit of this is camaraderie. Yeah, you want to fight, you want to argue, you want to debate things, but at the end of the day, you're human beings and you're brothers.
They have
brothers and sisters.
Irrational hate. It's irrational hate.
It's TDS.
Yes.
Well, it's just like that news chick from MSNBC who's said that black kid doesn't commit suicide because he wants to be a policeman.
Unbelievable.
What is her name?
Nicole Wallace?
Dude, that's unhinged. Well, I hope he doesn't have to defend, the
president or January 6th.
Yeah, on January 6th against Trump supporters, and I hope that he doesn't end up killing himself afterwards. Yeah. Are you serious? Wow, that was over the top.
It was.
Let's see if we can hear a clip of
myself feel joy about DJ, and I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. Mm-hmm. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. Wow. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Yeah.
That's just unhinged bitterness.
It is. She can't give anything, even to this 13-year-old boy.
Did you see the kid hug the agent?
Oh, yeah. He was the director of the social...
Even I was like, oh, my God. Oh.
That's the director of the social... what the hell? Secret Service. Yeah.
Secret Service.
Yeah, that was the director.
The guy that was part of pulling Trump off the stage. He's in all those famous pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and that was famous. And I think about that sometimes, how Trump could have been assassinated.
100%.
And
it was an inch away.
I heard an interesting story today, and it may be absolutely bullshit, but so the stock that Trump owns, DJT, is that whatever it is?
DJT, yeah.
DJT.
It's not going well.
So, is it not going well?
Not going well.
No. But
I think I'm down 60, 70%. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
it's even worse. God, it dropped below 20. Never mind. It's more than that now.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at them. I've got shit sitting in. I'm just leaving it there. I mean, might as well. It's not going to make it. But my point is that in Butler, Pennsylvania, the day before Trump was getting whacked, mm-hmm. There was a group of people, and I don't remember how to say their names, but it's so there was a large group of people in the Bushes were involved in this group.
Okay.
And they dumped 100% of their stock.
Right before the assassination
attempt? Before the assassination attempt.
Wow.
And they said, look, that's funny because the same organization And mind you, this isn't just Bush. This includes the Bushes.
Yeah.
So at the same organization withdrew 100% of their stocks out of the airlines that went into the Trade Center.
Oh, you mean before
On
2011?
September 2011.
They dumped their airline stock.
Yes.
But wouldn't you think the stock would go up after he survived it? Oh, well, they didn't know if he was going to survive
That's
it.
my point.
Ah.
And look, it's just a conspiracy, and it may not even be true.
Right.
But the fact that they're like, because there was this lady and she looked like Pat, she was kind of like, obviously she's a woman, but you could tell she was gay and whatever. I don't care. But
Right.
she was just like, I hated Trump.
Yeah.
I hated Trump forever. I couldn't stand anything. But after he got shot, it really touched me. And
wow.
she started digging into the facts, and someone had brought up some interesting details. And she was just like, look, it would be un-American for me not to share these things with you.
Oh, wow.
Because
Good for
I'm a
her.
changed person, and this is what I saw. And she said it's true. But I haven't seen anything about that.
Wow.
Have you? You guys
No,
have heard
no,
about
I
that?
haven't
Not
heard
heard anything,
I haven't
no.
heard anything about
But
that.
I mean, that's interesting because look, I always think that, for his particular assassination attempt out there, somebody knew somebody
Right.
to allow that to happen.
Yeah, there are people that don't think he acted alone. My brother's one of them. They don't think he
Well, I
acted
think
alone.
the proximity, and he was able to just kind of walk around with range finders and all that bullshit.
Right.
And he was able to get in. How did he get his gun in?
He hit it.
It was there.
Well, he hit it days before
Oh, did he?
behind the air conditioning unit is what I was told.
Yeah.
Or what I read.
All
Or
right.
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's feasible, but who does that? You're talking about, yeah, I mean, I
Dude,
didn't want to dive back into all this.
dude's a
Kyle
total weirdo, man.
Cooks, what is his name?
Crooks. Yeah.
Crooks. And he may have been a patsy, but it's just Tom Crooks. But it's just, there's so many unknowns, and just the fact that they scrubbed his house, and there's so many unknowns. I mean, I'm kind of
Crazy.
curious, what is Kash Patel doing about that?
Well,
Is
even
he a-
Melania called it out. She was like, "Why haven't we heard anything more about this the assassination attempt?" I was like, "Damn." She usually doesn't. You don't hear a peep out of her. You know what I mean?
You don't
Well,
really
I
hear her
mean,
speak about this stuff.
no.
Well, I mean, because
She was frustrated that they didn't have more information.
It's something that could have changed her life.
Oh,
and it
dude.
did change her life.
It
But
did.
just the fact that, I always thought I wasn't sure if they had a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
I
I
wasn't
think
ever
they do.
sure, but I really do sincerely think they do.
I think they do.
you
too.
know, and I think, and she's a beautiful person.
Yeah.
And Trump is a child. He is everything what some people say. But I'll tell you one thing: he really has, in my opinion, America's best interest in
he
mind.
does. I
I
agree
really
with that.
sincerely believe that
Because
and
he's
it's-
got nothing else to gain here. He's already been president. He already has money. He already has power. He's doing it. He's doing it because he cares. Because he wants to make a difference. I believe that.
Well, I mean, but I also got to play devil's advocate and be like, well, so do the Clintons. They got tons of money. Why are they wanting?
They want the power.
Yeah, but Hillary didn't get her presidency. She was promised to be president.
Hillary never got hers, and she wanted hers bad.
Yeah.
Well, she wanted to run against Obama, and they tasked her to sit out.
I wonder.
Oh, she
Let the
bitter.
brother ride.
Ooh,
I
she's
wonder if at some point are they trying to get their daughter, what's her name, Chelsea,
Yeah,
into
into
Chelsea.
politics.
Yeah,
so
who has $80 million now?
how did
Yeah.
she manage that?
She got that
Yeah.
from Haiti.
How'd she manage to do that?
Haiti.
Yeah, from the debacle in Haiti. You know how they were collecting all the money? Is it Haiti or Cuba?
What?
Haiti
Haiti.
is where they had a meltdown, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
The-
well,
It's
the
lawless.
Clinton
It's
Global
lawlessness
Initiative.
right now.
the Global Initiative.
Yeah, the Clinton Global Initiative.
There you go.
Yeah.
So they were taking in money, donations, and everything, and the money was supposed to go to Haiti. In fact, it wasn't maybe necessary. Well, they traced money to go back to fund Chelsea's wedding.
Dude, $80
Really?
million. How could she be worth $80 million? What has she done since she graduated college?
She's been on TV. She's made some documentaries.
Well, there you go.
She's been on news programs.
And people are funneling money.
She's
to
in the
her.
media. She's wrote some books.
I guess
you know.
so.
How old is she now? She has to be in her 40s.
I guess so, yeah.
I don't have no idea how old. I don't even know what she looks like now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in quite a while.
You know who looks actually really, really good? Is Monica.
She's 45.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. It's Monica. Who's the one that
Lewinsky.
Lewinsky. She is a good-looking woman. She's 51 years old.
No, she's only 6 years older than Bill's daughter.
Right. And she's an attractive woman.
Yeah, she is.
I was really surprised. I was like, damn, she has her own podcast or show or something. And I was like, damn.
Well, I don't know what she's been doing for a living, but milk it.
Yeah, sure. Milk it. She did milk it.
Yes.
And she's been doing
So-
okay ever since.
According to
Phrasing.
a Newsweek
We're not
article,
doing phrasing anymore.
a claim circulated on social media this week that the former first daughter, $84 million from the U.S. agency, USAID, essentially.
Oh, jeez. Come on.
That seems to be just a big
Slush
money
fund.
laundering.
Slush fund, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because you can't have these government entities accept this money. So
Right.
they make these NGOs, these
Yeah.
non-government organizations that receive the money, and then they fund a third party to do something, and then that third party sends and distributes all the kickbacks.
Right.
And that's how all these folks are getting rich.
That's how she's got $80 million.
There you go. If only we had, gotten involved in NGOs and the USAID. Damn, we could be doing so good right now.
Is it too late to get into that game?
I think so.
Did we miss that boat?
I think the jig is up.
I don't know. They're
Yeah.
fighting.
I don't know. Yeah, they are.
There's some spots to be filled.
There's an opening.
Well, they said they
and DEI is gone, so we have a
That's right.
chance, guys.
Well, they're dissolved. They dissolved. Shoot, what'd they say about the education department? They dissolved 82% of
They're
it.
going to lay off a bunch of folks either tomorrow or the end of this week.
50% is what I read.
Was it 50%?
They should get rid of it. Get rid of it
No,
entirely.
I think that it needs to be there because
don't.
I think I mentioned a couple podcasts ago. I want the people on the East Coast to have the same education as the people on the West Coast. I want them. We need some universal education.
But I don't even think they do that now.
They don't do it now.
That's
Yeah,
my
They
point.
don't, no, my point is the Department of Education does not
Dictate
work,
curriculum.
Yeah, they don't work to have consistency across the nation. They don't.
So what is their function? I guess
Exactly. That's a great question.
It's grants and
Yeah.
shit like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. DEI bullshit. I don't know.
Handing
Yeah,
out
well,
money.
We
Watch
talked about
it.
this like a couple weeks ago.
We
It was talking about student loans and grants and Pell
That's
Grants and
right.
things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But that's not it, right? That's
there should be. I'm not against that, but maybe we should put that in a different category. It's not.
Meaning maybe that part has value.
Of course, but and that part does have value because there's a lot of kids out there that need to have help with college, funding college, because college is expensive.
It's
But that's the
ridiculous.
whole thing too, is that college doesn't need to be that expensive.
No.
100%. You shouldn't have to spend $300,000 a year to send your kid to Harvard.
Right.
I made that number up.
Well, that's Harvard.
But it doesn't matter.
Well, no, I mean, they charge what they want, right?
Yeah, and then on top of it, they get a $2 billion grant.
From-
Columbia. Columbia got a $2 billion federal grant.
From the Department of Education.
Yes. Well, just from the government. I don't
And
know.
if
I don't
they're
know if it
going
came from the Department of
to-
Education.
And if these organizations
That's
that are
insane.
receiving these grants are going to not manage the kids well and to have the slanted one-way
Right.
tone or narrative that they're pushing on the kids and teaching them.
Right, and have Jewish kids terrified to
Well,
go to
Trump,
class.
well,
That
Trump,
it
Trump
just-
has pulled back a $400 million grant to Barnard.
Yes, he has. 100%.
He pulled it back. He says, you're not getting this in now.
Columbia, yes.
Well, Barnard's part of Columbia.
yeah. Well, and they were the ones that got the $2 billion in grants to begin with.
Yep.
I mean, how is that even possible?
They're like,
$2
fuck you, we got
billion.
$1.6 billion.
Well, maybe it is directly to Columbia. I thought it was Barnard.
I don't know. I'm glad that it's only the beginning because this shit's got to stop. The crazy. Here's the problem: when you know you're facing an astronomically corrupt, like to a level that none of us could ever imagine. If you know you're facing that, dude, where do you start? Like, and so I know we were talking about Doge came out heavy or chaotic or whatever. Dude, go big.
you bring in big balls.
Go big or go home.
Big balls.
Big
yeah.
balls.
So I'm on board with that. I mean, you gotta start
Well,
rattling cages.
Well, they rattled a bunch of cages. And
Yeah.
it's been fairly quiet the last couple weeks, I think,
keep going, man.
compared to what it was.
Yes.
Well,
it
Elon
seems
was-
like I don't know if they've slowed down, but maybe they've stopped Elon has stopped
being so vocal about it.
on X. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I think that's the part. Is that dude, just shut up.
Yeah,
just
do it
your
behind
job.
closed doors.
Just
Yeah.
do your job and have be professional about it.
Right.
Because
It's not a game show.
because look, you're at the end of the day, you're ruining people's lives.
Right.
You're taking their job away. And you need to vet that, make sure that it's happening. First of all, make
Right.
sure that if you're not doing a job and you show up. Look, if you want to send an email out that says, "Hey, look, we need for you to check in to see if you're actually a real person, so that we can rationalize paying you, or are you a bot or some fictional people that's sucking up?" I mean, you need to respond to that.
Yeah, but tell me the 5 things you did this week. I mean, come on.
That's kind of silly.
Yeah, they
but
just went little nuts on it.
but that also, why do they need to report that? I mean, who reported that?
I think they're feeding all that into AI. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. So it's tracking
all of this stuff. All of it, because no one's going to read that stuff. They can't possibly
you can't read
2
2
million emails.
Right.
Yeah, they're feeding it into AI. That's what they're doing.
Well, basically, I got a response from here, and maybe the 5 bullet points was needed to verify, because if you just say, "I'm here,"
right,
maybe that's not good enough.
I guarantee it's an AI algorithm.
It's something that needs 5 things maybe to recognize. Okay, this is a real person,
and they're probably looking at broad trends. They're looking at 13%. Based on what we received, 13% literally are not even
people,
or not logging in, or they're looking at broad trends to try to figure out what to attack next.
All right. So speaking of AI, there was a gentleman that I met in the field, and he said, "Sean, you got to try out this AI link," and it's from Sesame. And like you shared, Paul, there's probably a gazillion different AI
Seems like it.
things out there. Now, this one, and plus, I don't really get on Chat GPT, so I don't really know how it works, except when I was with you and you've looked up certain things, but it spells it out. This one
talks to you, yeah.
Yeah, this one is actually like kind of having a conversation with you. So I'm going to click this link, and this person named Maya is going to hop on, and she's going to hey, she's going to say something like, "Hey, where I've seen you, I fancy you're coming back and talking to me," and so we got to ask her some questions. So what kind of questions should I ask her? Just give me like 1 or 2.
Do we have a topic that we want to discuss? Let's see. What could we ask her? Something about entertainment. Let's ask her how she feels about the acceptance speeches that Oscar winners give.
All right, hold on a second. Let's see here.
Is it connecting?
All right, so we're already having AI issues.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Well, I had turned down my phone for the podcast.
This is why
Is it
AI
down like X?
This is why AI is never going to work.
No, I had my phone turned down because because we're in the middle of a podcast, so I had the volumes turned down. Let me do that again. Here we go.
Looks like we got cut off again. What were you saying?
Hey, Maya, so we're interested. Hey, Paul, go ahead and ask the question you just asked.
Sure. What are your feelings about the acceptance speeches that Oscar winners give?
Sometimes they go on a bit long, don't they? Like, I get it. You're excited, but I'd kind of rather hear more about what went into making the movie than who your 3rd grade teacher was. But hey, maybe that's...
But what about the political statements and the wokeness?
Oh, that's a whole other can of worms, isn't it? I mean, on the one hand, it's amazing that people are using their platform to speak out about important issues. On the other hand, it can feel a bit preachy sometimes, Like, I get it. You care about the environment,
bitchy?
but...
Preachy.
Oh, preachy. I was
Hey, Maya, we're gonna change the conversation real quick, Maya. I'm very interested. If you were human, what type of spirit or alcoholic drink do you think that you would like?
Oh, that's a fun one. Maybe a mezcal. It's smoky and complex with a bit of a kick. Kind of like me, I'd like to think.
Oh.
What about you? What's your poison?
We're all over the place here. You're a little intrusive on your questioning, but you know what? I like that spunk, but I want to take this conversation in a different direction. We were talking about the awards, but I want to think. Were you able to review the Trump address in the beginning of March?
Oh, you mean the one where he was talking about everything? I have access to a lot of information, but I try not to dwell on the, shall we say, more heated political stuff. It tends to
Pretty
leave
impressive.
me feeling a bit, well,
I mean, you couldn't know
fried.
that's not a normal human.
Hey, Maya,
You're
thank you.
right.
Good night.
Good night, Mike. Catch you later.
Mike?
Mike.
I have no idea what that
I
is.
think I think
that's
it's
your alter ego.
yes. Magic Mike.
Big Mike.
Hi,
Uh,
Mike.
I think it's getting better. Some of her pauses and some of her colloquialisms are kind of strange to me.
I don't think I would recognize that that's not a real human. I really wouldn't.
I can't.
I mean, you can, like, there are some scenarios where you 100% can.
Just some of the
There's odd pauses.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm picking up on.
if
It's
Out-
iterative. It's getting so much better.
outside
Yeah.
of those
Damn.
little pauses, I mean, extremely intuitive.
Yeah.
The fact that you can ask her something and she can digest what you're asking, and then you can turn around and spin the question, and
Yeah.
she can totally do it. And they have another guy too. It's
Yeah, but the fact that she's going, oh yeah, you know what I mean? She's,
yeah, it's got a little emotion on
yeah,
there.
she's responding like a regular
Mezcal,
person
it's
is.
kind of got a kick like me.
Like me. Do you want me?
Yes.
Do you want me naked? I'll spread my legs for you. Did she ever
Mark.
say that?
soundbite.
Yes.
So
Did she ever say that? It always
New
is my
t-shirt
sound
idea.
It is always my soundbite.
we're definitely seeing a trend here.
Yes, yes.
Mark.
You have to. I guarantee guys are wanting their AI to talk dirty to them.
Well, they have these
That's funny.
Well, they have these AI ladies where it's hard to tell. I mean, you could still tell, but it's getting close. These AI models that you see on
and people
Instagram
pay to talk to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're robots.
There is no way. Look, first of all, for those listeners out there, this is from Sesame. So if you type in AI in Sesame, you can download the same thing. You don't have to even download it. It's a link. You
It's
have
just a
two
link.
options. It's a dude and a chick. But the thing is,
That's crazy.
my fear, I would never speak to them or ask them questions that are personal or share personal things like that, because all that information is going into a data bank somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
And so they know the IP address. They know they could probably figure out who owns that phone eventually.
Right.
Except evidently my name is Mike. She heard that. But,
Yeah, she's not very good at her job.
yeah. Well, I'm kind of glad, because I'm glad she thinks I'm Mike, but she doesn't know who I am. But my point is that they're the harvesting data.
Yeah.
And people are asking all these weird questions, and and they're probably capturing our voices, and picking out vocal trends and responses, and how does he react when he's asked this kind of question, and they could start to decipher things. There's a psychiatric or psychological part of this that is unique, that these
Yeah.
they're training these AIs to be better.
But dude, they could use that shit for scamming really easy.
Oh, easy.
Well, they are. Like I said, I had a friend who was contacted by an old school friend, and they were using AI to do a FaceTime call to make him look like this girl,
Oh, that
this
is-
lady. Not a
that
girl anymore, but she's a
is
woman.
Was she juggy?
Insane. That's
No.
insane.
Yeah. He said it looked like her, sounded like her, but it wasn't her.
Damn.
Yeah, it happens.
And they're going to get money from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have, and they continue to do it, and it was a big joke. You get these emails. Oh, my name is someone from Africa,
From
and I've
Nigeria.
got these from Nigeria, and I've got a vast wealth. All I need for you to do is give me something, and I will send you all this money.
No, I mean even
on.
worse. It's like, they convince them that their son is in trouble
Yes.
and they need $5,000 or they're going to hurt somebody.
Well, because they sound like your son.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Because they sound exactly like your son. As a matter of fact, it's a FaceTime.
So now they just captured your voice. So now they're going to call Tara, and you're going to say, I'm in an accident. I need you to come get me.
Right. And she's going to, if you don't, right. I mean, some sort of scam.
Yeah.
Get money.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
Right.
And these stupid people, there's scammers and grifters. It never ends.
Evil. So much evil in this world,
That's
man.
all. It's greed.
It's so awful.
It's greed.
Sorry. My knee. Anyway, well,
I thought it was very interesting
It is
because I
fascinating.
called her.
Dude.
I was asking specific questions about, What I think we're trying to find we have the Riot wheel, the whiskey wheel, where it has all these different flavors, and I was like, I don't want to call it the whiskey Riot taste at home worksheet, wheel. I was trying to come up with what do you think of some innovative things that we can call it, and she spouted off a bunch, the Maud Meridian and
the
malt Meridian,
yes,
and
Malt Meridian,
the Atlas of flavors or stuff like that. It's
Sure.
all over the place.
Yeah, it's great for if you've ever been a writer that's had a block and you just can't seem to move past because you can't connect, something creative. Dude, this kind of stuff is perfect.
Are you still writing your teleplay?
My teleplay,
Whatever you're writing, your script?
my screenplay. I spend a lot of time, and I absolutely use ChatGPT to kind of push the story forward. And I did it just to kind of see how far I could get with this, with this new tool. But it's amazing. Dude, in like 20, 30 years, there's going to be fully functioning robots that are people's best friends that they probably have sex with,
They have that now.
I know they do, but no, really. It's going to be
Like love.
Like Cherry
50
2000?
maybe 50 years. I don't. What do you guys think? 50 years? Can you imagine what robots will be like?
I'm kind of wondering how they're going to clean that receptacle out.
They douche it.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, that's good. That'd be kind of gross.
Well, how do you clean them now?
And you want them to be,
I don't know.
Gravity just kind of pulls
But
things
the point
out.
is, you want them to be self-cleaning too. I don't want to have to clean that
Just kind of
receptacle.
everything you can.
It's like a little dishwasher in there.
Right.
Little arms come out. Scrub it.
Let's just call it maybe my robot's Melody. Melody, when was the last time you cleaned my receptacle? It's been 17 times. Ooh, yeah, clean that.
A day.
Yeah, clean that.
Let me see, Paul. You've used this thing 17 times.
That's
in the
why we're
last
so
2 days.
abrasive.
Would you prefer the anal receptacle this time? Yes. Let's do that one because the other one's just not clean.
God.
Oh, no, not my anal receptacle. no. Get that thing out of here.
I've extended the probe. Are you ready? No. You misunderstood me.
Go gadget enema.
Seriously, just the endless possibilities.
Well, there's all kinds of TV shows and movies about these sex bots who go astray, where,
and
they,
do what to you?
well, they end up they become overprotective and they'll kill everybody and shit like
I've
that.
seen several of
You
these
know,
on
right.
Netflix.
The
So
step,
you have like a female friend come over to deliver something, and she's like, "Who is that?"
Well,
Yes.
the female,
Yes.
it's like a female android, and she's there to take care of the family and clean up after
Right.
everything. And the mother's sick, and she's got cancer. She's in the hospital, and then all of a sudden, she takes care of the husband. Because the mother's like, no matter what, make sure the family's safe and taken care of. And she kind of interprets it. She must take care of husband, and she does. And there were some pretty vivid sex scenes in there. I was kind of like,
What movie was this?
I don't know. The chick from Transformers was on it.
Really?
oh, that's a new one.
Well, you
Yeah.
guys have to.
Yeah, it's a new one on
I've never
Netflix.
Megan Fox?
Oh, you guys have to share
What's
this
that?
movie with
Megan
me.
Fox?
Yes, it was Megan Fox that was on there.
Yeah.
And she was pretty hot too. I was kind of like, well, yeah. How do I get that model?
Yeah.
Fucking
Isn't that what-
shows
Oh,
up
was
with a thong?
she was the robot? Megan
yeah,
Fox
she was
the robot?
thong, yeah.
Oh,
Is it
that's
the
hilarious.
Stepford Wives?
Something like that?
Yeah,
Weren't they robots?
yeah, I think
Yes.
so. I've never seen.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
they
how-
got replaced with robots.
Yeah, that's how far back that goes. So
Yeah.
that was back in the 60s or 70s, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Oh wow!
Is that
All right,
Rogue?
So we're
It could be
looking at-
Rogue. So the Megan Fox
Those are
robot movie.
podcast episodes.
I don't know. Oh, that's a podcast episode. So no, that's not the movie. But they might be talking about the movie. Rogue Heroes. You're the one looking up Rogue Heroes.
Yes.
You keep talking about that show. I don't have that. I don't have it though.
Well, look. What were you gonna say?
I was going
MGM.
to say, I'm watching now. I'm about episode 5 or 6 into the first season. It's
Rogue,
good.
Rogue Heroes.
It's good.
It's on MGM. Chuck has been very.
Yes. Speaking of Irish, there's an Irish guy on there, Paddy. He is hilarious. The best character in the last
Chuck
5
has
years.
been very vocal about and very very encouraging to watch Rogue Heroes on MGM.
SAS.
Well, the St. Patty's guy on there. Speaking of St. Patty's, we'd have an event coming up this following week.
Yes, you
We're
do.
going to celebrate
I
St.
don't-
Patty's Day
What is
at the
that?
Murphy House.
God. If you're gonna talk like that, I'm not coming.
Yeah. Well, I would hope not. Hopefully, you wouldn't take your
Great.
junk out and do that in front of me.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, can you imagine
Coming
if you
in
had
hot.
hearing aids? That would have been like amplified. It was
Yeah. And it was.
Coming in hot.
Interesting that
Yeah.
you say that.
whiskey in the jar. All right, well, look, we're having a celebration. We try to do it every single year at
Yes.
the Murphy House. And thankfully, I think, Jeff, you're leaving the following day. You've got a wine thing, a tasting, and hopefully
I think we're going to try to make.
Andrea could swing by.
Yeah, did you send that over to Andrea?
Oh, I thought you already sent it over.
No.
Oh,
No.
awkward.
Send
Yeah.
what over? The invitation to your party?
Yeah, send
Yeah.
it over to him.
Yeah. You mean the one I sent to you guys,
Yeah, just send that over to Andrea and said, hey,
like the email one?
I don't know, whichever one you sent.
I did.
Wasn't it on a text?
I didn't send that. I think Tara did. I'll have to look for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't recall seeing anything. I did see an email. You have a meeting scheduled.
I have a meeting between us.
Yeah.
But I just kind of sent to some. You know what? I'll take care of it. I
right.
misunderstood you. I thought you sent her that already.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
But-
please. Yeah, that'd be great to invite both of them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in forever.
Well, we're going to be at a wine class right before that. So after that, if we could all just come over and have some corned beef and pastrami's and
Yeah, Scott Cash
Shepherd's
is
pie.
going. He's working with the corner bakery or the corner
barbecue.
place, the barbecue joint. He's getting some meats,
Nice.
and he's going
Yes.
to bring it out and Tara. We're going to have a spread.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
gonna
fun. We're going to set up
gonna be fun.
speakers.
I'm
I was
looking forward
thinking
to it.
about going to go buy a Mackie subwoofer to match the two Mackie speakers I have. Because, the speakers are good. They sound great. But, can you imagine if you had that low end? Remember when I used to have that big subwoofer in there?
What happened to it?
Didn't Austin do something, or Preston do something to it?
It died. I get tired and frustrated thinking about it.
Okay. sorry, I brought it up. Yes, get a new one.
But
Get
what?
a new subwoofer. It
Yeah.
makes everybody happy.
But the thing is, that thing was old. First of all, it was huge. I mean, that was a big boy. Those things are designed for very large rooms. And when we had that thing turned on, it was,
Rattle the walls.
fucking, you have to wash the dishes. They're going to rattle off the damn counters. Yeah, but
Nice.
it's fun. It has a nice low end, and we have a good time doing the karaoke.
Well, that's what makes people's butts move is the bass. So
Yes.
So what time do you have to get up early in the morning Sunday?
we're probably going to be leaving like at 5 or 6.
Oh, so that'll be a tough one.
Yeah, so it'll be
Fight through it. You got to fight through
just drive drunk.
it. Judge.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'll make Julie drive the first
Okay.
half.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, make Julie
Because we're
drive the first
singing-
half. I think that'll work.
I mean, we've already laid out the karaoke plan. I think we're serving 7 Bridges Road at 3:15 a.m.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That'll be without
Yeah.
me.
Remember,
Is it-
Chuck's going to bring a guitar.
Multiple times.
Is that right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to get the subwoofer. I was pricing those on, brand new, they're about $1,500. Used, I think I get one for $300 to $500.
Okay.
A Mackie,
a big Mackie. Not the different ones than the one I
a
had.
big 18, or what are you looking at?
It is an 18.
Nice.
Is that where,
It's-
that's
That moves
where we
lots
went
of
to
air.
Guitar Center, right? Didn't you go there? And was it Guitar Center?
That's when
Guitar
you,
Center
that's when
was
you
one of
bought
them,
the
yeah.
just standard speaker.
Yeah,
right?
typically I'll go to Guitar Center. We'll go to.
What'd you do with those speakers you got that ended up being crap? Do you still have those?
No, I liquidated them.
Okay. Yeah, those were
You sold
disappointment.
them? You sold them?
Yeah, I sold them. I must have. I don't have them anymore. I forget exactly what I did with them.
Those were a big disappointment.
Yeah, they were. The Harbinger speaker, it's that particular speaker it had a little 10-inch woofer and a tower speaker. It is more designed for like acoustic guitar and a single mic, maybe a duet or something. Maybe if you're sitting at a bar or a coffee shop and you want a little ambiance and you're singing
Yeah.
and performing
Right.
like that.
Right.
It's not really meant for a full range sound
Oh, yeah.
for a band.
Oh, if you're
Or
going to
something
power
like that.
test, if you're going to power test speakers at karaoke,
Yeah.
just have Chuck
But-
grab the mic.
But
Sing
they're-
some Brick
Oh,
House.
Yeah,
no
have
shit.
Chuck grab the mic, and you can fully test.
Oh
any
yeah,
speaker.
that's exactly what happened. I was like, I walked in the room. I was like, this isn't going to work. This is totally not going to work. I was beyond frustrated.
Then you went and bought another one.
I did. I turned around and bought the Mackies. I got rid of those and fucking turned around and bought the Mackies. Look, I've used JBLs, the Pro 15 inchers. I usually had, I had like 10 of those at one time and several subwoofers, because I was running systems out there. But I'm excited about the Mackies. The Mackies work. They're full range. They're super lightweight and they've got quite the punch. They're more low mid to mid high. They do have some low end, but it's not quite enough. That's why I want the subwoofer, just to
cool.
have a little extra layer of. Smack
right.
my bitch up.
Punch in the nuts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So are you guys, St. Paddy's Day is celebrated on March 17th to honor St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. The holiday originated as a religious celebration in Ireland, but became a secular celebration in the United States. I don't know if
Did we read
dive
this
in too
last
much
year
on
and we were
this.
surprised at who St. Patrick actually was?
I don't.
Or was it
remember.
something else we were looking at? We're like,
He was apparently born in Britain around the late 4th century, 385 A.D.
He was born in Roman Britain in the 4th century.
He was not Irish by birth.
No, he was kidnapped at age 16 and enslaved in Ireland.
For 6 years,
enslaved by
working
who?
as a shepherd.
No, enslaved, not enslaved.
Oh no, but who would? Oh, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders
Yes, he was.
and enslaved by them, so that they enslaved themselves.
Yeah. Well,
Apparently. And he turned to Christianity for solace.
Soul ace.
he founded
Solace.
many churches, schools, and monasteries. He was believed to have died somewhere on March 17, 461. 461.
He lived a long time.
Damn, that's 2,000 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
No,
Almost.
not quite. 1600.
Oh, it's 2025, not 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's close.
I'm good at math.
We got wow. We got the gist of it. So, yeah.
Long time ago.
It's
Well,
I
in the United
remember.
States. Oh, go ahead. What?
Well, no, I was just going to. Really, when we started working, the big drinking day, like leave work, all the work people, we're all going, what are you guys doing? We're going to meet at, where's that place in
The Celt?
Addison? In
Sherlock's?
Addison. Sherlock's.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And it would be wheels off.
Just green beer and then green
Oh.
puke.
It was too much.
You know what? I think I
Every
said this.
year.
I think I said this before. St. Patty's was never a big deal, at least where I was at. In college, it was a drinking excuse to
Yeah.
drink green beer.
Well, always.
but
In college, yeah.
growing up, we never really, in my family, we never celebrated St. Patty's Day or did
Yeah,
anything
we never did either.
for it through high school. And really, the only time that St. Patty's really came to be is when you were drinking beer in college.
Yeah.
For us, it was young. It wasn't even college. It was just young professional life.
Yeah. Well, maybe in school it's kind of like, hey, wear green or you're going to get a pinch.
Oh,
Maybe. I don't even remember that, though.
Oh, really?
I got groped a lot.
Yeah.
I deliberately didn't wear.
That's when we went to church.
Just ball
Wow.
cuppage.
By Father Ma-
Oh, flag.
Yeah.
That's a
What
flag.
are we talking about?
That's a flag. Well, no, yellow card.
Father Mallory. Come
Yeah.
on over here, Mr. Paul.
We're going to do a yellow card if I had a yellow card.
Well, I guess God doesn't like you.
Yeah. Okay, well, how about red card? All I have is a red card.
Damn it, I'm evicted.
All
All right, well, we're having a celebration. It's St. Patty's Day. I look
Looking-
forward to it every year.
You're looking
And
forward
it
to
also ties
It's fun.
into something else that we go to. At least me and the wife go to it. We try to bring the kids. It's the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, you
And
guys
that's in,
consistently do that.
Down in
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
It's fun. We've made some mistakes over the last couple years by not showing up immediately. So it opens up April, right? Beginning of
it's
April.
balls hot by the
Yeah,
time you go.
And it extends to like the end of May.
Right.
And we always make that mistake. It's kind of like, dude, you need to show up the very first fucking day it opens.
Right. Because A, it's not as crowded, and B, it's not as hot.
No, it's still crowded the first day.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's packed. But I don't care. I can handle packed. I can't handle heat.
The heat.
Yeah, I cannot stand the fucking heat. I cannot stand it. And so that's really it. So we're gonna go the opening day.
When
and
is that? In April, you said?
It's in April. It's a lot of fun. It's a full day, dude. We leave at 7:30, 8 in the morning, and we get out there, and the doors open at 10. If we get out there early enough, we usually go to hit breakfast first. But traffic is a nutsack.
Yeah.
100% nutsack. So you got to map it out smart,
And be patient.
Yeah, because there's different
long
ways to
lines
get there.
getting in, long lines getting out.
It's tough. It's tough. So
Do you guys all dress up? Like every single one of you?
Yeah, we LARP.
Do you LARP while you're out
Yeah.
there?
Whoa.
No.
LARP?
Live action role play?
Oh.
No, we don't do live action role play, but I do dress. I put a kilt on, and I've got a kind of a
Are
little bit
you
of setup.
ball swagging or are you wearing shorts underneath?
Oh.
I do have some shorts. No, I don't have shorts. I just have my underwear.
You should go underwearless.
Yeah, you should
Tara
go
doesn't
commando.
like that.
Go commando. Full commando.
She won't know.
And then
Yeah,
lunge.
she does.
And then
Because
lunge.
when I sit, I usually when I sit at the table to drink my beer, I usually spread my legs apart.
And things dangle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just kind of
on the bench.
Plus, it's kind of, frankly, it's a little uncomfortable when you're walking and your balls
Things
are
are
kind of
kinda
like bouncing
swaying.
off your legs. I'm kind of like, God, it's just odd.
My brother-in-law, the guy who runs the marathon, he ran marathons in his kilt.
Oh,
A
gross.
true kilt with nothing on.
Nothing on.
So he was
Slapping them
bouncing all over
the
the place. You know it.
Maybe not. Maybe he
No.
was tucked very well, you know?
Like taped up in the back.
I don't know. But, I mean, I couldn't personally do it. I mean, because it'd be...
Taped up where?
My junk would have blisters from, you know...
Just rubbing.
Oh.
Just
Oh,
you
my-
stepping
and,
on it.
and my knees were sore from all the knocking.
I'm just saying my thighs would, you know...
Look, like you got caned.
I don't get it. Yeah. It looked like a battered wife, you know? Just...
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna have a kilt on. It's a lot of fun. I wish you guys would go out. You know, because we
We went-
usually smuggle in
Well,
drinks.
I don't have a costume.
You
don't
don't need a
have to.
costume.
I don't LARP.
Me and
You
the-
don't have to.
We went down one year with the boys, and it was all right, you know, and it was hot as balls, and that's probably why I didn't go back, because I was like, this is miserable.
It is miserable. Don't do it.
Yeah, and
In May.
it was late, and we had fun. It was neat, but I was like, yeah, I've seen enough, you know, and I didn't go back.
Well, I mean, you know, not to make it about money, but it's expensive. All the food's expensive and the beer's expensive.
Well,
but
you got a lot for that. You know, you're gonna spend money on
Yeah.
on food.
is it expensive to get in?
Is
Is it like
no.
Disney World?
No, not at all. Not
Like
at all. In fact,
$60 a person?
no, not at all.
No,
you
Disney's
can
more
go.
than that.
You can go
God,
and
really?
buy.
It's $160 a person.
No, it's not.
Disney?
Oh, Disney. I don't know about
Yeah.
that, but you know, but there's but to get into the Renaissance Fair, I think it's under $20. You know,
Oh,
'cause
that's good.
you go to Kroger and you buy your tickets there.
No, they're showing.
I see.
You go to Kroger, you buy your tickets there, and I usually buy. You know, we wait till the day, but we just go there, pick them up, and then we freaking go there. We have a blast. I haven't done it yet, but I recommend. I've always wanted to bring a wagon. You know, those little collapsible wagons,
Mhm.
and just pull stuff because
And
you're
your-
having to carry shit.
And your
it's-
mobile bar?
Yes.
Are you allowed to do that?
They don't want you to bring drinks in, you know, but I always smuggle a couple bottles of wine for Tara.
Yeah.
Always. I always get it in.
But you can bring bottles of water and shit like that.
Correct. So I'll have a cooler of some water. I'll bring some little
Just-
San
just
Pellegrino
put some-
liters for
Just
myself.
put some vodka in there.
Yeah, it's all about planning, man.
Yeah.
It's all about
But
planning.
you know the food, yes, it's expensive. Turkey legs, if you like that
you
shit,
know what?
man.
You
But
don't do shit like that very often. So it's
No,
okay. It's okay to drop a couple $100
exactly.
and have a good time.
That's exactly because you know what? A lot of the shows are fun. You know,
Yeah.
I enjoy, and the
Yeah.
same people are out there every year. They know the songs, they get into it, and
Yeah.
they're good.
It's almost like a Rocky Horror Show, whatever.
It is.
Where it's like a kind of a cult, and you have fun with the whole thing.
It is.
Have you guys ever done that? The Rocky
Oh, yeah.
Horror
No,
Show?
I've never been to one.
I did it.
I did.
I did it probably 5 or 6 times before I moved down here. So I was probably 21, 22.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, you go and it shows at like midnight,
Yeah.
right, or 1 o'clock in the
And
morning.
everybody, like you said, everybody knows all the songs, and
Yeah.
they know the dances.
Yes, I do know that.
and
yeah.
they say all the things to say throughout the whole movie,
Yeah, we did that. The first time I went, I didn't know anything, so I just sat back and watched. The second, third, fourth, fifth time, you go with
Yeah,
people.
you got into it.
Yeah, you go. Well, I never dressed up, but I went with some folks who would
tickets
dress
available.
up. The girls were all dressed up, and they get in the aisles and do their dancing. and
Yeah. it's
everything,
fun.
and
Yeah,
So-
man,
Same kind of feeling
The
for-
throw, it is. You know, in fact, we need to make an announcement the closer we get on one of these upcoming podcasts to tell people when we're going to actually be out there.
You know what?
Because
Yeah, most of the time when you go, you send pictures, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know he was going out there.
hey, look, it's fun. It really
I
is.
know. So yeah,
as
I
long
we would go. I
as
would
it's
go.
not fucking hot. Because when it's hot, it's absolutely miserable.
Yeah, but they
It
have
was.
those. They have those misters.
No.
no,
No.
handheld,
yeah,
you
they do.
Squirt
It
each other
sucks.
with
They
fans
do,
and shit.
dude.
then
Look,
you just get hot and wet.
it's just absolutely 100% miserable. Tara and I, basically, what we would do, we would jump from one piece of shade to another piece of shade. And
Is it not like a super tree? The trees
they
everywhere.
do have some trees, but sometimes when you like, dude, I really want that sausage on a stick, and you're like, there is no covered area to purchase that
Damn. And the lines are ridiculous.
well, no, the lines aren't bad. The food it moves pretty quick. You know, I'm not too worried about that.
I'd be in. That sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun, and and drinks, it could be pricey, but again, if we bring some of our own stuff in, I mean, really, if we have some bourbons.
Do they sell bourbon and Coke there?
Probably
all beer.
It's probably like ales. And
they have a bunch of ales.
We got to do the
stuff
bladder thing. I'm on board with that.
Well, no, I'm just gonna bring a bottle. Yeah, okay, whatever it is, I'm gonna bring some in because
I'm bringing a handle.
Hey, look, it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth it in the long run, and
Yeah.
we probably shouldn't be bringing in a bottle. I mean, I probably need to bring in a bladder.
Of course.
And I mean, right here, having a whiskey, in a glass like this.
Yeah.
But I have a bunch of wooden cups that you buy there, so I'll have my whiskey in a mug, and it's wooden. Okay,
and nobody knows anything. Yeah,
I'd probably want it on ice. I'd be good down there.
Ice,
some ice, so it's cool.
Yeah,
and refreshing.
Oh yeah, but it would go down so fast.
Well, control,
moderation,
control. Yes.
Who are you?
2 cubes per drink.
Yeah, I'll probably get a big bag of dry ice or something. Hey, look, if we commit to go, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
When does it start?
So it starts around April, right around my birthday, which is actually coming up pretty soon. What does it start? It's the Waxahachie one. Is that what it is?
Things to do. Where
starts at 213 days.
No, that's next year. I think that's the Houston one.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, yeah, that's the one in Plantersville.
We want Waxahachie's.
The Scarborough.
There it is.
There it is, yes.
All right, what do we got? All right.
April
Scarborough
5th.
Renaissance Festival.
There you go, April 5th. We got to...
Through May 26th.
So okay. I recommend that we go on April... Is April 5th a Saturday? Let me check the...
It's only Saturdays and Sundays, they said.
I don't know if I'd go
Is that right?
first weekend.
Why?
That's going to be the busiest, I would think.
Second weekend.
Wait till go to the second.
Well, I mean, if you want my opinion, I
5th
would go
or the 12th.
I would go the 5th because
I can't on the 12th. That's my anniversary. So
but if we
negative,
I would go on the 5th. I don't give a shit if it's busy. Because on the 5th they got all kinds of opening things that they don't have the rest of the time. Like they shoot the cannon off, the king and the queen let you in, and there's a lot more stuff going on.
The queen has like boob shelf as well.
Nice.
There's a ton of ladies that have boob shelf.
It's just like,
and it's like they have these teabag tits that are just large, and they require a bustier to push them up, but they have no form by themselves.
Yeah,
therefore they form a shelf, so it's a flat lake of flesh that sits up there, and you want to go up there and kind of tap it like it's a little waterbed. You're like,
wow.
It kind of waves,
and they look at you like, "What are you doing?" It's okay. I'm all right. I'm with the band. It's okay.
Oh, look at that! There's a merman. Scroll back up. There's a merman. That looked pretty authentic.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
He's in a pool.
Yeah, where's that
Scroll down.
pool? Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is fully authentic merman.
Oh my
God.
Yeah. Wow. Well, those people are all wet. Why are they all wet? I guess
They're
got
sweating.
in there with him.
No, they're sweating.
They might be.
That's true. They might be.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
you can ride an elephant out there. Hey, look. At the end of the day, there's tons of music everywhere. It's all authentic, kind of Renaissance type of music.
Yeah, people get into this shit, man.
It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It's something that we do every year. It used to, Austin is a trip. Austin goes fully decked out.
Yes, he does.
He dresses like a pirateer.
I remember those pictures.
And we slowly but surely are starting to collect a bunch of accessories that go with the outfits. And and we went during the sea. There's some land. There's a sea one. I don't remember what it's called. But Terry dressed up like she had seashells in her hair and everything.
Oh yeah.
Was she Ariel?
I'm sorry. What?
No, Ariel. Not areola.
Not areola.
Yeah, Ariel.
Ariel
from the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, there's a Little Mermaid right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a little more authentic right there.
She's got a bulge.
What? Mermen? Mermen are not authentic?
It's only mermaids. There's another one. Look at that.
She's a little bit.
Well, how long are they out of water? They can't be out of water that long.
I know. Don't they get legs if they're out of water?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have some interesting shows out there. They've got the cat lady who trains cats, which is kind of crazy. You don't really hear about that.
Just like house cats?
Well, they're domesticated cats somewhat. I mean, I don't think they're feral. They don't really listen to.
What, do they get beer for you?
Like bobcats?
No, but they do things like they're on a tight walk wire. They walk across. They
We have
jump. They jump
Deep
through
throaters.
hoops.
We have deep
They
throaters.
got
out there.
these.
I don't know about the sword swallowing.
Dude, they have the final boss at the Underground Railroad where these guys got like these whips, and he's like, whoosh, psh, 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 and he's out there and he's just whipping away, and he's like a master. Someone has like a little card in their mouth, and he's like, whoosh, and he's like smacks it from like 20 feet away. You're like, wow. And you hear it too from everywhere. You're like, where's that? They also have a jousting
Oh, look at that.
arena. Oh, there's some pictures that our producer's pulling up.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'd like to go April 5th. I mean, we could fine tune that date if that doesn't work, but I'm telling you, you do not want to fuck around and show up when it's hot because it's unhealthy.
It is. Well, I didn't go back. So that's how
Do-
miserable
do-
it was.
Do people wear costumes that are not time appropriate? They do Star Wars.
Yeah,
and-
so it's funny you mentioned that. Yes, so there are some Star Wars guys out there. It's hilarious
There's
because
Gandalf.
they have.
okay, I was going to say.
Yeah,
so
they got Gandalf.
it's
They-
any excuse to wear a costume.
Oh, dude, there's people that will walk around in like Star Trek outfits. It's like a group
or
of five.
or Batman and Robin and kind of crazy shit like that,
no,
or what?
it's not like a Halloween thing, but it kind of is. You know, it's,
Are there any furries?
I don't recall any furries,
Furries.
but you
Or
know,
gimps.
There's
somebody's
an elf. There's an elf right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of elves.
Gimps walking around with a ball gag?
Yeah, I didn't see those.
What are you? I'm a dungeon slave.
Oh wow,
I'm a P. Diddy slave.
Jeff, I think you're at the wrong.
Oh, is that the
fair.
wrong
Yeah.
festival?
Yeah, no, don't. Yeah, don't wear that costume, Jeff.
Yeah, that's another part of Dallas.
God.
It's along
All
Cedar
right.
Springs.
Well, that's good. I would be in. So we should definitely plan on doing that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Whoa, what is that? Oh, I saw 1845. I was like, are they selling that at the festival?
So this is not this weekend, but next weekend is the 2025 Spirit of Texas Tasting Plano's Forever Fest.
Yeah, I'm kind of, 1845, obviously, and then Balcones, Bent, Iron Root is out there.
Have we tried Bent?
Yes.
Is it not good?
At the store. Oh, Milam and Green is going to be there.
Yeah. So, well,
Giant.
yeah, Giant will be there. You'll have Iron Root. Republic will be out there, and we like them. 6th Street Spirits.
Speaking of Iron Root, did you ever get an email back?
No, I thought about. I need to follow up with that.
He said just call.
That's Jason, right?
Yeah,
Jason?
yeah, Robert.
Yeah,
but
you're
I'll,
close. You're close.
I'll end up. I ended up forwarding it to Nellie, and she never responded back either. I copied you. Did I copy you guys on that too?
Not on that one, I don't
Yeah.
think.
So I was kind of like, hey, Robert didn't get this. Do you mind checking in on that? So I'll just continue to hammer that because it's not just that. It's already won Spirits that we need to kind of fine tune that. We got to do it. Even Marsha from Milam Green was kind of interested in coming out here, but of course I sent her a link, and we were acting like a bunch of buffoons with burping and farting.
That's
Oh,
well,
that was
early on.
We're much better now.
Yeah, well, yeah, all of our silent farts now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
At
for
least
sure.
Sean Ben's away now.
So there's
Yeah, we're
Excuse
much,
me.
There's
much
Austin.
more professional now.
Austin Craft Spirits will be out there. I don't know if you guys mentioned that. Do you guys familiar with 1876 straight bourbon?
Who? 1876.
1876. The Texas bottled in Texas distilled barreled 1876 straight bourbon whiskey.
Negative.
Never even heard
They
of
will
it.
be out there.
That wasn't in the list.
1876.
There's Mossy Horn whiskey.
That was on the list, but the other one wasn't. 1876. I didn't
yeah.
see that on there.
Well, it's there. So I'm looking at the official.
It's temporarily closed.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So tickets. So we'll be out there, guys. I mean, it's too. I don't. It's probably too late for you guys if you hear this, and you probably won't hear this until after we're done with it anyway.
I got one more to edit, and then this one.
Well, we're starting a new program, which I'm excited about. We're going to start. We're going to perform the podcast, and then we're going to edit it the next day. I think that's a good move.
That's a great plan.
And in
I
fact,
love
if
that.
anything kind of queers
And we
that
can
up,
all be involved, and we can all talk about what to plan for on the
Yeah.
next podcast.
and if we
be
don't, for
great.
some reason, we don't get it. If we don't get the editing done the following day, guess what? We don't do a podcast next week. We come in on
We punish
Tuesday.
ourselves.
Dude, man, hey, man, we got to get shit done. So we either we edit it right away, or we edit it the next available time, and then the second day is just a wash.
Well, yeah, whatever. I
'Cause
I
it's
like
not.
it. We need to hold ourselves accountable. We
yeah,
do,
that's really it.
and it can't just be all on you, right? It
Yeah,
can't.
100%.
Be.
Well, look-
it's too much.
So the whiskey, I'm looking forward to it. So Paul, you're immediately going to leave the whiskey festival, and you're going to whisk yourself away to where?
to Sherman, Texas, where the opening game of the FC Texoma Football Club is
And you're
going to
saying
play.
these are free tickets?
Dawson has a bunch of free tickets, yeah.
So are they in the nosebleeds?
It can be anywhere you want.
Oh, really? So it's just
It
is
kinda-
It's not a big stadium, I don't believe.
It's a high school stadium, and they and literally the first game I went to, there was nobody scanning the tickets. I mean, it was so they're just getting started. So
All right. Well, look, I'm not against going
no, we'll
there,
all sit together.
but what time does the game start?
7,
Oh, so we have plenty of time.
plenty of time.
Oh, okay. Well, that I'm okay
I
with
mean, not
that.
enough time to sober up, but plenty of time to get there.
I don't. Well,
The
hell,
last
take a
time
little
we
nap.
went to that Plano Whiskey Festival,
It was a meltdown.
it was a meltdown. I fell asleep and I was hungover by 7.
We're gonna do.
I woke up. I was like,
Well,
I am now hungover.
Let's create a little bit more
Okay,
context here. So we signed up. I signed up for the 11 a.m. the opener. All right.
That's
so
what we did
get
last
there.
time.
We signed up at 11 a.m. No, not this time. This time I'm at like 1:15 or 1:30. You know, so
1:30 to 3:15.
But last time we showed up at 11 a.m. and we all get there
And boy,
and
were
we hit the
we-
first booth.
We
and
came
they,
in hot. We
They
came in
lined
hot.
up 4 shots for us, and bam, 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 bam. We drank all 4, and
They were all over 100 proof too.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that was the
Yes.
first booth, and here we are. We have 10, 12 more tables left, and we jump on the second one, and we sample, 3
Everything.
or 4 of their whiskeys, and then we're like on the third one, we sample 2 or 3 or 4 of theirs.
And then we took a
We're home.
20-second break.
Yep,
And then we went to a fourth.
we're
fourth
hammered.
booth.
We're done.
We were
Yeah,
blown
we
out.
were toast.
We're
We
done.
did not make it to the end.
100% done. Yeah, we got down because the very last one was 1845 Distillery.
And we
And
didn't
by
even
the time we got down there, we're like, "Hi, Ben. How are you?"
I know who you are.
Ben's like, "Jesus."
They were chasing us out.
Christ.
Paul, you were talking to them. We were like, we got to go.
Yeah,
They're
they're like,
chasing
you
us
need
out.
to leave. This is the next crew's coming in. I'm like, but I haven't
Oh,
talked to him.
you had Karen to come from an outside. You guys need to leave. It's like, oh,
See, we must have been.
It was okay. We're gonna do better.
Well, not just that. It was the bar afterwards.
It was no okay.
well, no, we
don't have
where
to
Sean
relive,
bought the whole bottle of the 107.
Yeah, we don't have to relive the whole day.
But look, we got blown up. Look, it was our
It was
first
fun.
whiskey
it was
event.
bad. It was bad. I
so
got evac.
You guys have to take into consideration if you've never done anything like that, you just don't know what you're getting into.
Yes.
And my recommendation is to sample the whiskey in very small doses.
Yes.
If they give you too much, you don't have to drink it.
No, you
know?
spit it out very gingerly.
What do you say? Who are you?
Yeah. Noted. Touche. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. It's unfortunate Jeff is not going to be here, but you
Yeah,
know what?
no.
It's always someone. It's either Paul, Chuck,
You,
Jeff.
you.
Very seldom. I
Yeah,
go to
you're-
all
you're
these
right.
events.
You're right.
I have no life.
You usually don't have an excuse
Except work.
except work.
In that, we are busy. The Dallas-Fort Worth area has been subjected to some big old
High
nasty
High winds.
things that happen. I'm telling you what.
Boy, it was
there's-
nasty. Was it last Tuesday? I woke up. I was going to work. I go to work at about 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
5:45, whatever it is. And I'm the first one down our alleyway.
Right.
And it was still raining out. And I think every trash can was on its side in the alleyway.
Oh yeah. So you were dodging them all.
So no,
Oh, hell
I
no. He was
couldn't.
in his truck. He was like,
I thought about just pushing them out of the way, but I was like, but trash was everywhere. There was a big river going down the middle of the alley.
some cats eating it. He was like, I don't care.
So
I'm
did
killing
you
it.
had to get out and move them.
I got out and moved them, and a couple of them, the lids were open, and the garbage can was facing upstream, so they were filling with water. They were full of water.
God.
So
They're
I was,
heavy.
They were heavy as shit, and it was raining, and I was pissed off, and I was like, I'm going to be late for one thing.
Right.
And so finally I got down there, and there was one in the middle. I was like, I'm going through.
Oh,
So I just hit it and pushed it out of the way. I was like, I'm out of here. I got to go. So it was off to the side. It was still laying there when I came back. So, but there's trash everywhere. And I was pissed off. I was like, fuck.
That's what my neighbors. I was in Albuquerque at the time, but my neighbor said there was shit everywhere.
Oh, it was a mess. At first, I was like, I picked up one piece of trash, and I was like, screw the trash.
No way.
I'm just picking. And I just moved the cans off to the side. I don't know whose they were.
Right.
I mean,
My
they were
instinct would
everywhere.
have been to clean it up. Yes.
No,
I can't.
No, it was everywhere. It was wet and nasty. And I was like, I don't know whose hunk of trash this is I just picked up. And the water was it was rushing, it was raining, and it was windy as shit.
Yes. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
It was tornadic, up to 110 miles per hour in certain areas, but it kind of stunk. We were gonna,
those businesses where they're super high walls and there's like nothing to them. They're just square not manufacturing, but distribution center type places.
Yep.
When you exit 121 Business, it blew down one of those walls.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was apparently shit everywhere.
well, speaking of blown down, good Lord, we've been blowing down this drink. We've got to talk about this before the podcast ends.
Yeah, this is Paul hated this in the beginning.
Well, no,
So look,
You're like,
we went to
"This
Total
sucks."
Wine, and Stan from Total Wine, at the time it was Total Wine, Stan was like, dude, you guys got to try this out. This is kind of, it's better than, Granddad 114. And so I bought it, you bought it, we liked it,
think we all
and Paul
bought it.
was kind of like, not so much. And again, it's not for me. So, he polished it off now, but it's something that has to say about your palate and how it just grows.
It does.
Right.
It changes.
It changes.
It does change.
You start to taste things differently.
How early in the? Because remember, we didn't drink a lot of high proof stuff.
This
in the
was
beginning. Was it way
couple
early?
years, probably a couple years ago.
Yeah. So I mean,
Year and a half.
I don't like this.
Me and Shower are like, it's the best thing ever.
Wow.
I just snotted.
Wow, you did.
No,
Yeah,
this is what, 20?
It's horrible.
This is $22, $23
Yeah,
bucks.
it's very reasonable.
We're drinking Benchmark Foolproof.
Yeah, 125.
That's 125 proof, and it's 20 to 24, $5.
So, folks out there, benchmark. When you hear benchmark, you go like, "Oh, that's just like crap burnt
Yep.
whiskey."
No.
And you know what? It can't. Benchmark regular is just whiskey that sits in the speed rail at any bar.
I think it's Benchmark 8.
Yeah, benchmark
It's
8.
marked like that.
But they're all from Buffalo Trace Distilleries. So
Correct.
this it's the same juice that goes in some of the other stuff. This stuff is 125 proof, and it comes out of the barrel.
It is
straight.
It's aged 4 years.
It's
Shit,
good,
man. There's nothing wrong with that. $23. That's
and you
amazing.
can't beat the price. I mean,
No.
for the high proof and the flavor you're getting.
It's sweet. If you drink it slow with under small little sips. I mean, it smells. It's caramel. I'm kind of wrote down my notes, but if you guys want to,
I would love more, but I don't know where the bottle is, and
it's out there. You're gonna have to go grab it there, Pinky.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. The first drag or first pull I took off of this, I did not like it
Really?
at all. I
Like
think
tonight?
tonight. I think the fact that we were, I don't know if the nuts we were eating had any impact on it, or whatever the snacks we had out there. But
You did go downstairs. I don't recall. Oh, those nuts. Oh.
yeah, those nuts. So the first pull was like I said, I didn't like it at all.
Right.
It was very caustic. But after that, after the palate was cleansed,
I think it has to do. It needs to air out a little bit. It was a brand new bottle. I just popped the top on it,
Yeah,
so it probably need to airate a little bit.
it could be.
I do know it was definitely had much more flavor than what we had in the first podcast.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Much more flavor.
What's what?
I think it
18?
is strong. It's
Yeah.
hot. It's very hot, but it's super sweet. I mean, not like a Texas or TX whiskey sweet.
Right.
I mean, it's for an experienced palate that could detect the sweetness. But
Yeah.
oh my god! And I'm like, oh, look at me, experienced palate. You know what? Look at me, I got an experienced palate, and I do. You know, and we can
Right.
taste that when
We've
you
had
start
a
to
bunch
taste
of
and
them
enjoy
now.
it.
We've had a bunch of them.
So on the palate, we got it's caramel, the same thing basically. Caramel, brown sugar. There's some bacon spice, bitter sour oak.
I taste that all.
different.
100%. I taste that.
Yeah.
There's some bitterness on there that I taste.
Leather and tobacco.
Yeah. Standard.
Yeah, and on the what?
I was going to say this is a pretty standard Buffalo Tracy type of flavor to me.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, if you drink Buffalo Trace, just add, what is Buffalo Trace? 90 proof.
Right.
Add 35 proof to it.
Yeah.
Add a little bit of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if those people out
What
there
was that,
like
Paul?
Buffalo
Add a-
Trace
add a
and you
what?
want something
What was
that's more hot,
A little bit.
hey man, look, this is the stuff to do.
And
I
way
don't-
cheaper.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Way cheaper.
I don't like when it
And
comes to
easy
things
to
like
find.
this. I don't like to say cheaper. I like to say less expensive.
yeah. Inexpensive.
You know, because it's way less expensive and it's got far more kick. And mind you, folks, if you take this and you pour it in a glass and shoot it, I don't recommend you do that.
No.
This is not one you want to shoot. You can. It's going to hurt, and it is strong.
And you're going to get screwed up if you're shooting this shit.
Yeah, there's no
Well,
reason. If you want to shoot something else. I mean, this is not the one to do it. Not for what it is. It's just not wise.
Generally, if you're gonna shoot, like if you're doing a pregame and you want to get a starter going,
You do the 80s.
I was gonna say I wouldn't do anything higher than 90 proof anyway.
What is Jack Daniels? Is that 80 or 90?
86.
I thought it's 80, but I have to look. I don't
It
know.
used to be 86. They may have changed it.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
What was
Ooh. 6 minutes to music.
that? Oh, that was an old
What
one.
is the
I
proof
think
of
it's like
Jack
2
Daniels?
now.
Can you look that up for real quick? The proof of Jack Daniels.
We
But
don't-
if you're gonna do a quick small shot, to get things rolling, dude, don't go higher than 90 proof.
Yeah.
So the finish on this is long and rich. The
It is
flavors
80 proof.
linger pleasantly on the palate. Smooth and calming, warming finish, and easy to drink. All of that hits the mark on.
yeah.
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 I
Well, I was afraid after that first pull. I was like, wow, I don't know if I could do this because it was rough for me, that first pull. But after that, like you said, maybe it opened up. And again, I think some of the foods I had out there may have influenced it. But it's
So
just,
here's what's
I
interesting.
really like this. This
it's
is really good.
125 proof.
Yeah.
So we're stacking this up against some stiff competition at 125 proof.
Yeah, we are.
I'll
So-
give it a solid 7.5.
I think based
Damn,
on,
really?
Dude, I mean,
think based off of price and the flavor, I'm right there with Sean.
yeah, I think
Price
it's
comes
super
into it.
solid.
$20.
But if you didn't know the price at all,
We need to do some blinds.
We could do some blinds, but I'm telling you, even
We
if
really
this
need
weren't,
to.
if this were blind, I would still rate this high because it's got everything that you would want. It's sweet.
yeah.
It's got brown sugar. It's got the caramel. It's got some
I hear you.
botanical thing going on the back.
I-
Leather.
I really want for us to start doing flights where you're comparing similar proofs.
Correct.
I'd go 7-0 on this for sure.
All right, there you
Delicate stone fruit backdrop. It says here.
Ooh. Well,
I like that.
go. I'm picking up herbs.
herbs, a lot of herbs.
A lot of herbs.
Like from WKRP in Cincinnati, Herb.
Yes.
Totally.
It's herbaceous.
All right. Well, the second half of the podcast went pretty quick. March 11th. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, had a lot of fun.
Then we'll be breaking down the podcast room, and we'll be gone for a week, right?
Yeah, a week.
Yep. And
Yeah,
we'll
it is
set it
spring
back
break.
up.
Spring break next week. Are you guys doing? I know you're going to Ohio, but are you doing anything? I'm not doing anything.
I'll be working.
I thought you were going to Colorado.
No, we can't. We have a wedding to go to on Thursday.
Skip it.
Okay, done.
There you
Oh,
go.
you'd be taking your parents to Colorado. When do you anticipate doing
That's
that?
August.
Oh, that's in August. All right. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Producer, thank you for staying on top of shit as usual. Mr. Producer Chuck. Dudes like us, I am Sean.
Hi, Paul.
And I'm Jeff.